we prove the value of enterprise architecture? This is a question posed by Sam Reddy, who asked, how really can we do it? Are KPIs or just metrics just enough? In practice, the answer is no. What we really need is to prove, particularly by showing how things do work better together and on purpose. Some real examples we had on this from Australia Post a couple of years back. One of them was about a small glue project that seemed to have no value on its own. It was about information on what a mail truck contained when it left a mail depot. So it seemed to have no value as a negative business case. It had been turned down twice. But in the architecture team, when we took this on, we looked at it in terms of a whole bunch of other major projects that were going on at the time. One about rostering, one about work scheduling, one about logistics utilisation and so on. And we realised that if we put that in the middle and did a slight rework of how the other projects connected with each other, suddenly that little valueless project added something like several $1 million worth of value to these other projects by looking at how it worked as a whole. Now, we had a small discretionary budget which allows us to change things around a bit to entice people to change their projects to work together. But we were able to demonstrate how it worked together. Another one was what we called the functional business model. This was a model of eventually capabilities, if you like, or functions in the most broad sense, with 3 different tiers. One of them the most abstract, which is true for every company. The second one, which would be true for pretty well any kind of logistics company. And the third was specific to this organisation, the third tier. So we built this map, about 250 capabilities, as you'll see from the diagram. And we put many overlays onto this, in how information mapped to it, how projects mapped to it, activity-based costing mapped to it. And we had our proof, because every single manager printed their own copy and used it on their wall to describe how they fitted within the organisation and to show their staff, to show new people, where they fitted, where everyone else fitted, how they communicated with everyone else. When managers steal your own work in architecture, you know that you've got value delivered.